challenge and incredible uncertainty. Helpfully, remarkably, our congregants, many of you, are the builders of this new world. Many of us possess the knowledge of the largely unseen infrastructure and algorithms that increasingly order our lives. And it is this confluence of people and place, of where we are and of who we are, that signals an on-ramp to a new leadership role for our congregation. We hold the responsibility to envision what it means to be a Reformed community in this new world. What is the Torah that we should teach to our children so that they may thrive? How might we evolve our pursuit of tzedek to respond to the justice issues of this time? How might we innovate new rituals that both harness technology's benefits and heal technology's harm? More than any other Reformed synagogue in America, we, Beth Am, we possess the capacity to meet these challenges. And what we next need to do is dream. As I shared with you at the congregational meeting on that Sunday in the before times, to build the sanctuary of which I dream requires sweat equity. It requires the welding of an infrastructure of cross-generational relationships, mutual trust between participants and professionals, and, when necessary, the willingness of a congregation to repurpose the stones of a beloved synagogue into a sanctuary of blessing for a new era. But perhaps the greatest challenge, the overarching challenge to this construction project, is the task of articulation or re-articulation of the risks and rewards, the blessings that emerge from committing to our covenant in this age of unparalleled choice. This is not a new challenge. It's as old as Jacob. When Jacob dreamed in his temple, he dreamed of a sulam. It's a sulam. A sulam is not a ladder. It's more likely a ramp. And the base of Jacob's ramp was Mutzav Arza, firmly established on the ground, Verosho Magia Hashamayma, with its top reaching towards the sky. I call the synagogue that we are innovating together a sanctuary for imperfect practice. But we may also conceive of it as a sulam, as an upward spiral of existence, a ramp that we construct as we climb. And the foundations for the sulam that we are building together are our values. What we call here at Beth Am pillars: worship and spiritual living, lifelong learning, acting as a caring and welcoming community, and the pursuit of tzedek, of acts of justice and service. We have labeled these values our pillars, but I consider them bedrock. They are our Even Shtiyah. So let us dream, and let us build, and may we create together a sacred space for risk and innovation, a sanctuary of profound blessing for a new generation of dreamers. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Now I'd like to invite up Cantor Einhorn and Suffren to sing the beautiful words of Londani.
Manorah hamakom hazeh, how awesome is this place. Manorah harav hazeh, how awesome is this rabbi that you have chosen. And we know we have many years of love and respect. And so we think, what better way is there to capture this sacred moment than the elegant imagery of the Israeli poet Leah Goldberg. In this piece, she expresses the the sense of wonder. It's wicked awesome, essentially, that we should take...
No, it's not. It's wicked awesome. Say it the right way. Wicked awesome.
that we should be present for moments that we might take for granted, for sacred moments. So that is our offering with love, profound respect.
I'm the young guy of those two older rabbis that spoke earlier. And 1983 was a big year. In 1983, they hired me. And in 1983, Jeremy became a bar mitzvah. I started learning with Rabbi Morrison when he became a bar mitzvah. I was involved with him in the training and co-officiated with those older guys in 1983. I watched his progression through youth group, as already mentioned, his travels to Russia to visit refuseniks, and had the opportunity to visit with him in Jerusalem while he was in rabbinic school. I was one of many who stood by him at the funeral of his father, Alan. I think these experiences in Jeremy's life helped shape him into the rabbi he is today. I've witnessed Jeremy console and celebrate with families over the 17 years we shared at Temple Israel as professionals. I had the joy of watching Zeke and Poppy grow, and in my mind, almost felt like a surrogate grandfather. I have listened to remarkable sermons that inspired me as well as the entire congregation given by Rabbi Morrison. I hope the community of Beth Am will get to experience these sides of Rabbi Morrison as he guides this congregation through his vision of rabbinic text, pastoral wisdom, and the joy of celebration of our traditions.
All right. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my days be as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Lamdeni Elohai, barech vihi palel, lamed et siftotai, bracha v'shir halel. Lamdeni Elohai, barech vihi palel, lamed et siftotai, bracha v'shir
bar mitzvah. If you're able, I invite you to rise for the words of Aleinu 282, 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Have a seat. Hard to transition from all the joy of the installation to the end of our service. But I do want to point out that this is a season and a period in our service, but also in our calendar of remembrance. I just wanted to take a second before we conclude to make sure that yesterday wasn't just a day off of school or a day off of work. To ask anyone in this congregation that's here, if you served in the United States Armed Forces, I invite you to rise in honor of Veterans Day at this time. Thank you so much for your service. We also know that in this period of remembrance, this week was the anniversary of Kristallnacht. Certainly, as we prepare for words of Kaddish, we hold that moment, that entrance into World War II, into the Holocaust, in our hearts as well. Page 294 are the words of Kaddish. If I read the name of your loved one, I invite you to rise in his or her honor, and then we'll rise as one community to say the words of Kaddish Yatom. Lost to the Beth Am community this week in this period of Shiva was Elaine Hartman, mother of Sandy Hartman, grandmother of Jeffrey, Jake, and Julia, and Stephen Gould. In this period of Shloshim, remember Mark Siegel, Jonathan G. Crass, Alan Jackman, Ann Tukey Harrison, Jack Furness, and Jerry Kelly. On this period of Yahrzeit, the anniversary since death, we remember with love Harriet Allen, Shimon Azinger, Edward Benjamin, Larry Burdow, Dorothy Bernstein, Marcia Bjork, Luba Sessman, John Ciccone, Peggy Martin Daly Clare, George Cohn, Ken Corey, Dorothy David, Riesel Dodnick, Paul Crane Dorfman, Yetta Elias, Martha Elspass, Alexander Emdim, Barbara Faber, Ella Fail, Helen Finkelberg, Pierre Afoa, Joel Fromer, Matt Gans, Jean Gillespie, Berta Gratch, Rick Green, Harriet Gall, Sylvia Haight, Ida Hine, Bernice Hayes, Charles Hertz, Philip Hertz, Helen Goldberg Hertz, Regina Hoffenberg, Reuben Hoffman, Valda Hoffman, Harris Isaacoff, Barry Katz, Jane Kellman, Doris Jean Lasky-Lewis, Evelyn Lauder, Jean Levy-Strego, Rebecca Rubin Macauer, Jane Marcus, Matthew McCoy, Daniel Myers, Elaine Michael, Goldie Miller, Leon Mirbach, Sarah Neidich, Yefim Nechamakin, David Odesky, Walter Osterfeld, Morton Owens, Alan Politzer, Herb Rattay, Rose Rinsky, Saul Rosenberg, Malka Rubinstein, Irv Russoff, Al Sakin, Jerry Sardell, Sam Sarver, Irving Schiffman, Nancy Radoff-Seff, Moisey Shoiket, Ruth Schulman, Israel Schumacher, Mark Silver, Jessica Simmons, George Smith, Sydney Aaron Snyder, Yetta Spiro Snyder, Jeffrey Sosnow, John Sturp, Julius Samuel Teen, Anthony Temple Cope, Israel Unterman, Marvin Weisbrod, Eugene M. Weiss, Eleanor Virginia Wolf, and Shirley Wolfson. If you're thinking of someone else whose name I did not call, I invite you to rise and share their name out loud at this time. We rise as one. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach kirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam v'olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei t'kusha urihu, ve'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromah, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromah, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru
I call your attention to the tzedakah box if you're here with us in person. This month we'll be collecting for Project We Hope, an East Palo Alto-based nonprofit that has a commitment to ending homelessness and fighting hunger and underemployment and recidivism for our neighbors in East Palo Alto. It's been a community institution for over 25 years. So if you're here in person, I encourage you to donate in our tzedakah box. If you're streaming, you can donate on the Beth Am webpage, that orange button that says tzedakah, or you can Venmo. Please be sure to put tzedakah in your Venmo at Beth-Am, and please be as generous as possible. We know that there are so many neighbors in need. Finally, as the service concludes, we're going to ask everybody to be as respectful as possible with our COVID protocols. We know that there are some people that are more lenient than others. Wherever you are, that is possible. But when it comes to hugging and mask wearings, we want to make everybody as comfortable as possible. So we'll ask that you'll be diligent with that. No doubt it is so wonderful to see so many people that we haven't seen in so long. Once again, I invite Rabbi Morrison back to the Bima, as long as Rabbi Block and all of the Larchmont and North Carolina and Massachusetts clergy that are here with us today. We invite you guys as well, don't stand over there, come on over. We'll sing our song led by Cantor Spall.
Let's Come, let us sing.
Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir
Raise your hand if you think we can turn them into a Giants fan. We're going to invite forward Seek and Poppy and Peggy and Molly to help lead us in Motzi.
Melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Have some. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for Torah study, for Havdalah. Have a wonderful evening.